Is your old residential mower just not cutting like you want it to? Are you sick of having to adjust it all the time? Is it not staying sharp? Do you have to backlap it all the time? Do you have parts falling off of it? These are all problems that I've been seeing with these new mowers that have come out and some older mowers also. So if you've been thinking about ditching your residential mower and getting a professional greens mower, then let's talk about one right now. If you've ever been interested in buying a Greensmaster 1000 or a Greensmaster 1600, they both operate the same. This unit right here is right around the year 2000 or so. Um, and they all pretty much operate the same all the way up until just here recently, to that in the 2020s. They have a brand new mower that just came out. But I haven't had the opportunity to get one of those. But let's talk about a Greensmaster 1000 here real quick. One of the best things about having a professional greens mower is the fact that you can adjust your height of cut very minutely. You can go all the way from the dirt up to about 1 inch is what you can go up to. And you can go anywhere from dirt to 1 inch, anywhere in there. So what I like to do is I like to start out the year really low, and then I bring the height of cut up throughout the course of the summer, and I usually end up around maybe 0.75 or somewhere around there. So how you adjust the height of cut are these right here. You loosen this and you tighten and loosen this bolt right here, and it just pushes that front roller up and down. Push it down to raise it up, raise the roller up, and then the height of cut's going to drop. And you do each side independently. So you have to have a height of cut bar or some kind of measurement tool to go underneath the mower to know exactly where you're at on your height of cut. But you can fine tune it to exactly what you want it to be. If you are cutting at 1/4 of an inch and you want to go up 1/8 of an inch, you can do that on one of these. You can't really do that on a residential mower. A lot of them have adjustments that click, and every click is going to be like 1/4 of an inch or something. And I had a McLean, and I would lower it down at the beginning of the year, and then I would want to raise it up like 1/4 of an inch, and then it just at the end of the year when I start wanting to raise it, instead of doing a height of cut reset, I want to just raise it a couple of times. And by the end of the year, I was like at an inch, and I would have to be over an inch and a half or something like that, and it was just ridiculous. So once I got these, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how awesome this is, that I can put this at any height I want to do. Now, some of those residential mowers are a real pain in the you-know-what to adjust the reel to bed knife. They're horrible. The one that I had, like I said, it was a McLean. Absolutely horrible when it comes to reel to bed knife adjustment. I mean, it was almost impossible to get it correct. But on these guys, same thing with the John Deere. This is going to have some teeth on it that are going to click, and each click is going to be righty tighty, lefty loosey. All right, and you're going to same thing. You're going to have one there. You're going to have one here. Once you get the bed knife close to the reel, then you can start clicking these, and it'll minute adjustments again, very fine adjustments. You click both sides until the reel's making contact with the bed knife on the bottom, and then you can fine tune it, especially like when you're backlapping and you're trying to adjust it after you backlap and trying to cut paper and everything. It's awesome to be able to go fine tune minute adjustments on this guy. Completely opposite of what I was used to, and that is a game changer. The height of cut and the reel to bed knife is an absolute game changer. So this is how you adjust your reel to bed knife. This is your height of cut. This lever right here on a Toro Greensmaster is going to be your reel engagement. You just push it that way to engage your reel, and this way to disengage it. So when the motor's running, if that's disengaged, the rear drum will spin, but the reel won't. And with that engaged, the reel will spin and the drum will spin at the same time. And that's when you're mowing grass. Now, in order to get the mower going, push it down to get the mower cutting. And all it does is it pushes this tensioner pulley up against those V-belts, just like that. Drive, disengage. And that's how that works. It just tightens those up, and it tightens up against there and goes over to there, turns the reel on, and then also with this gearbox, it transfers back to the back and it'll run the drum. But what's nice about these professional greens mowers is you have 2 V-belts instead of 1. So the longevity and the preciseness of these mowers you'll see is night and day compared to a residential mower. So that's how you turn the drive on. This right here is going to be your throttle. You just push it in, rabbit, turtle, pretty self-explanatory. Throttle, less throttle, more throttle. This one right here is going to be your brake. Pull it back, it'll tighten your brake up. And it'll keep the mower from moving. Sometimes when the mower's sitting there by itself, it'll move by itself if you don't have that brake on. That just means that your V-belts that I just showed you are a little bit too tight, and you'll have to loosen those up. And you can either loosen them up by that little adjustment right there, or you literally move the engine forward and backwards on the mounting plate. So that's your brake if you need it. Now, as you can see, I completely reconditioned this mower, tore it completely apart, repainted it, put it back together. It's practically brand new. I mean, it looks pretty awesome. So these are aftermarket. I put those on myself, so you definitely can't buy one with these things on there, but put all the grips on there myself and put all the little knobs on there myself. So obviously I went with the American flag theme, as you can see. If you have wheels, like if you're a golf course, because that's who uses these mowers, are golf courses. If you have wheels, this is your kickstand. You push that down, it raises the back of the mower up, and then there's axles that go right in there. You'll put axles in there, they screw in, and then there's wheels that clip onto the axles. And golf courses use those to go around the cart paths and stuff like that. They'll actually have a trailer that the mower will sit on, and they can trailer it around with like a lawn tractor or something, or some sort of tractor on the golf course, and go from hole to hole. So this particular mower is a little older. It's a 2000 model, so it's like 24 years old. So it has this Kawasaki engine on it. This is a Kawasaki FE120. On these things are pretty bulletproof. I mean, they're very good engines. I mean, this thing's 24 years old and it runs like a top. I mean, it doesn't even stutter. So on these, you have a gas spigot here. You have to turn this on to start the mower. Here's your choke. You flip that over for your choke. And then on the back side, you're going to have on off for your ignition. And once all that's on and flipped over, then you can start the engine right up and just rev it up to wherever you want to do. Now, there's no gears on these mowers, so you can't like have first gear or second gear. If you want to slow down the mower, you have to just throttle it down and throttle it up. The higher the throttle, the faster it's going to go. The lower the throttle, the slower it's going to go. Those are your basic operations of one of these. Now, a John Deere greens mower like a 220 would be the equivalent of this. A 220B or 220C or 220 SL would be the equivalent to this mower right here. It's a 22-inch mower. This is a 21-inch mower. This is a Toro Greensmaster 1000. Is a 21-inch mower. A Toro Greensmaster 1600 is a 26-inch mower. So John Deere is going to be really close to the same as far as height of cut and bed knife adjustments and things like that. It's just located in a different spot, but it's essentially the same where you know, righty tighty, lefty loosey. And I have a couple of those I'm going to be working on. So when I do work on the John Deere, I'll make a video about that also, and I'll show you how everything operates on there. But other than that, I mean, it's very basic, honestly. I mean, they're really not that hard to use. Um, the thing is that when you're going from a residential mower to a professional greens mower like this, when when you drop the hammer down, it's going, right? And so they're really hard to back up. They don't back up very easily because there's belts inside these housings right here, and they don't really back up very easily. I'll show you this one I'm working on right here. See, there's belts that go in the rear drum, and there's belts that go on the reel. So when you try to back them up, they don't really back up all that well. So when you get to the end of a run, or you get to a fence line, or you need to go around something, you need to back up, and you turn this off, it's a little hard to back up. Some of them are better than others, and some of them are like dragging a dead body. I mean, it's horrible. But the quality of cut that you're going to receive from something like this is going to be exponentially better than a residential mower. So that's the basics of one of these guys right here. I'll get into a little bit more about why you would want a greens mower over a residential mower in another video, and why you may want a residential mower over a greens mower. Also, you know, greens mower is not going to be for everybody. I mean, it's, if you don't really know anything about real mowing, you may be better off just buying a residential mower. But if you've been interested in getting a greens mower, especially a Greensmaster 1000 or a Greensmaster 1600, then that's how you operate them. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about how they work, and you know, kind of let you decide for yourself.